Welcome back to the Make It Count podcast.
I'm Marcus Mire, founder of Mire Group CPAs and the Total Control Accounting System.
And I'm Tyler Warner, small business owner who loves my accounting.
That's right.
But not everybody does.
Right.
And today's episode, that's where we're getting to the heart of.
Why does everybody hate their accountant? Or better yet, their relationship with their accountant.
Yeah, okay.
Let's try to win some hearts on this.
That's right. Let's heal the relationship between you and your accountant.
That's right. All right. So this was late, probably over the weekend. Backstory is I told a mutual friend of ours, I said, hold me accountable. I want to post a video on LinkedIn every day.
Wow.
I've been doing that because LinkedIn's where it's at.
Okay.
We've got a lot of content. I think I can reach some people, help some people. So I've been on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Another day, it was Saturday night. I was working late. I was like, I got to do my video. So what am I going to come up with? And I got on this concept of why you as a business owner don't like your relationship with your accountant, why it's not working for you, or why you wouldn't rave about it and recommend them. And I think it comes down to three things. If you can nail these three things, we're going to talk about them all.
All right.
So number one, foundation.
Okay.
Number two, relationship. And number three, advice.
All right.
So let me tell you what I mean. Foundation, the best way I can describe it is this. You get on TikTok and you hear about people forming companies in Puerto Rico and the Cayman Islands and holding companies and renting your house to yourself and putting your kids on payroll and all these things you think you can do. But you don't even have your finances organized. You don't even reconcile your bank account. You don't even have your books in an accounting software. Like you want to do all these crazy schemes. And I'm not saying everything's crazy. You want high level, what I'm getting at is you want high level tax planning and business advice, but you're not crawling before you walk. So get your foundation right. Get the accounting under control, record keeping, invoicing on time, pay your bills on time, know your numbers, know your margins, know your information, have it ready, accurate, timely, and preferably in a cloud-based accounting system where your advisor can help you. Pretty simple.
Yeah, and I mean, we've heard it before.
Yeah, this is not new.
Yeah.
If you've listened to any of the episodes before, you hear me talking about it, but it's so practical. But
you realize that this is not, I mean, you're talking about like basic human instinct.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like none of us want to diet. We want to like find the like,
of course,
how to get 6-pack abs in 6 weeks.
Right.
Like,
yeah, that's
the
Puerto Rican corporation.
Yeah, exactly.
With foreign
like that's the
partners.
shell company with So,
you can get there. My point is you can get there, but it takes the foundation. And so I get it. I get it.
You're the nutritionist who's like, eat your vegetables.
Eat your vegetables and do it daily.
Yeah.
Don't binge the vegetables on the weekend.
Right. Yeah, the day before
that?
Yeah. I mean, that's
right. The day before your weigh-in. Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah.
So just build your foundation. Get it right. Get with somebody that can help you, that can look at it, that's timely.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, to bring it back to the point of like the reason your relationship might be strained with your CPA, I think you got to look in the mirror and say, all right, have I been eating my vegetables? Do I have a good foundation?
Right.
Instead of just maybe being like, I mean, you've talked about that a lot. Like you get the brother-in-law tip or you get this or that. And so a lot of times that might prompt you to reach out to your CPA.
Right.
So a lot of times that and this might be segueing into the relationship, but like, if you're reaching out to your CPA basically saying, hey, I want this too. I saw this tip or I heard about this.
Yeah.
But you don't have that foundation in place. That's probably where the friction is.
Yeah. And I would tell you also, if you start reaching out for that tip and I don't have any information, I can't even quantify what that tip will do for you. Mm-hmm. So not only is your foundation not good, I can't leverage your foundation to tell you how good of a tip it is.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times people are like, I want to do this and that. I'm like, well, that's not going to help you. You don't. I mean, not to sound like ugly, but you don't make enough money for that to matter. Mm-hmm. Like you heard it and it sounded great and sexy, but the only thing in our business that sounds sexy is like crazy tax schemes. Mm-hmm. But like you don't make enough money for that to move the needle. You don't make enough money to take that risk. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there's certain things I tell people all the time, like taxes have magnitude and materiality to them.
Okay.
Like, meaning, if you make $1 million in gross revenue and you have $30,000 of meals, is anybody going to think that's 3%? Is anybody going to look at that real funny? But if you have a business with $100,000 of revenue and $30,000 of meals, now it looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
So-
I might get audited.
Yeah. Well, that's a different episode. But you get my point is that there's a materiality to things, and the point I'm driving home here is, if we don't have data, we don't even know how good the tip is. Well, first of all, how risky is it? How likely is it to get audited? Would you lose on an audit? But secondly, is it even worth it? Is it even going to save you that much money? So,
Yeah.
but that all gets back to foundation of data. Is it timely? Is it relevant? Is it repeatable? Can we look at last year compared to this year and go, okay, yeah, we can see some trends here. If you don't
Yeah.
have that, you're not starting off on the right footing.
Yeah. All right.
All right? Pretty simple.
Yeah.
All right. Second thing, relationship. This is where the good stuff starts to happen. So you've got your foundation under control. You somebody at your office does the accounting. You've got a controller, or you have us doing it or looking over it. It's repeatable, and now we're starting to talk, right? Quarterly, monthly, semi-annually, we've got a meeting on the books. And we're just deep diving. We're asking questions. You're getting out all those questions that you had, which you could have got them out in emails and calls before, but we're talking. Like, hey, I noticed my credit card fees are up. Why is that? Well, we pull out the credit card bill from your merchant and notice they're now charging you this $400 fee we didn't notice. Simply because this year it's 5% and last year it's 4%. We're talking about, why does it take people to pay you 33 days instead of 22, which it was in the past? We're deep diving. We're looking ahead now and planning for taxes and going, yeah, look, you're going to have a big fourth quarter. That, we all know why we always say forklift. But that forklift you want to buy is relevant now. It makes sense. It's that forklift now costs you 60 cents on the dollar because your taxes are 40% instead of it costing you 70 cents on the dollar. Like, we're getting nuance. We're learning about your business. We're asking questions and we're starting to anticipate things. Like, that's when the good stuff starts to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, all it means is we have an ongoing relationship. We as your accountants are partnering with you and see ourselves as that.
Yeah. So, I mean, and you mentioned that, like, a lot of people are frustrated. Are they frustrated because they don't have that relationship? They don't expect it? Don't sign up for it?
It's a communication. I always say it's a communication gap. And so this is what I mean by that. Clients, lots of clients or prospective clients want that and are willing to pay for it. CPAs have never offered it or quantified it. So you have your compliance-based CPAs who say, I just want to do your tax return. And the business owner going, all they do is my tax return, right?
Yeah.
And so the CPA is going, well, you never asked. And the business owner is going, well, you never offered. All right, so it's just this weird communication gap of nobody has told them the value such that they go, yes, I've been wanting something like that. I couldn't articulate it. Yes, I'll bite down on that. And that's where the magic starts to happen. It's also more expensive. It's more expensive in nominal dollars, but you hope it pays for itself. I mean, that's the goal, right? Is better advice, better tax planning, better business moves that ultimately pay for themselves. But you've got to bridge the gap. So the call out here to the accountants is you've got to bridge the gap with marketing to your clients and say, listen, this advisory style relationship is totally doable and available. In fact, we as accountants, we're working with fewer clients in this style relationship so that we can give you that type of service. We're trying to shed ourselves of the one-off clients who get in the way of this. That's another reason why the accountants don't do it. Too many one-off clients, hard to have this type of relationship when deadlines are popping up all the time with people that you only talk to once a year.
Yeah.
You'd rather charge a premium to people who you work with all the year because you get more efficient. They get a better relationship and you get a better fee from it. Like, it's a win-win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
But to summarize the point, there's a gap of communication between the accountant saying, we can do these things. We would love to do these things for you. We would really like to help you. And the small business owners out there going, I need some help. Nobody gives me advice.
Yeah. Where are these relationships profitable? Because, I mean, you mentioned, like, they pay for themselves, but they do more than that. I mean, it's
I mean, I just in our business, we always say it around here, we sell peace of mind. And so I think it's profitable in lots of ways. Some tangible with dollars and some in, man, this business just runs better. Like, we don't have to stay up late at night on the weekends invoicing. Like, they've helped us implement a better revenue cycle. Or we don't have to worry that we haven't paid our taxes in because Marcus and his group have estimated for it. We've set it aside. It's paid for. Like, it's those little things that build upon themselves
Yeah.
that you're getting. And then also, that we're out there looking for opportunities, thinking through strategies because you're paying us to do so.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest thing is like you might have a relationship with your CPA, but is your relationship centered around compliance
Right.
or profitability?
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what's different is you guys have anchored the relationship around profitability, and compliance is a necessary means to that end.
Correct.
But it's not the anchor that you guys, value
Correct.
the relationship with.
Right.
So you haven't put the value on compliance. You
Correct.
put the value on better business,
Better
which is
business.
obviously profitability and margin in your work life. And
Yeah, we kind of say whatever we say of a term, we say do better business, whatever that looks like to you. If you got into business going, man, I was grinding out working for somebody else, I'd like to work for myself, and then all of a sudden now you're working 60 hours for yourself. It's like, well, dang, I didn't get into this to work every Saturday. Like,
Right.
so that when we hear that in a meeting, we think systems, we think software. Can we help you? Like, can we be more, I guess you would say more profitable per hour in that sense, right? We want you to
Sure.
work less. But if you just want to grind it out and we want to help you make more, that's great. We want to help you do that too. So
Yeah.
kind of whatever you define as profitable.
Yeah. All right. What's the third thing?
Advice. So this is where the good stuff happens. We're talking, we're planning, and we're starting to give you opportunities. We're starting to, this happened the other day. Client who's trying to make a deal happen is looking for some investors. I went to a couple of my clients and said, "Hey, I've got a client looking for investors. Great opportunity for you. You interested?" I know they have the cash. I know they haven't spent their tax money. Like these are people who are well capitalized, who can capitalize on opportunities. They're looking for deals. We're just talking. We're planning for things. We're throwing out like, "Hey, I don't know if you saw this, but so-and-so, you got 200 grand sitting on the side. So-and-so is offering a great rate on CDs right now. You weren't doing anything with the money anyway, or this money market came up," or we're just starting to throw around ideas or like, "Hey, I noticed I've got a bucket of clients doing X, Y, and Z. You would fit that mold. You want to jump in with them?" Like,
Yeah.
you're just starting to find little opportunities because they're on your mind to think of opportunities for.
And this is probably where you're able to find the things that the rest of us see on YouTube or maybe heard from a brother-in-law or whatever, but
Yep.
they actually qualify and they're actually legit and they're actually relevant,
Of course.
Yeah,
the cost segregation study is the biggest one. Like Quentin and I talk about this a lot. Quentin's got a lot of real estate clients, and I do as well, but he's got a good concentration of them. We got a new client, and I said, "Dude, we ought to tell so-and-so about this cost segregation. They're building an office." Sure enough, that client's in the fold now. We're reaching out, "Hey, man, when you're building that building," well, first of all, we know the builder. He's also a client. "Hey, tell so-and-so when he's building it to send us the invoices to capture this information so we can do a cost segregation study, and it'd be way easier because it's new construction."
Right.
Like now he's on the front end thinking, "Okay, I'm doing this." Like cost segregation is normally on the back end.
Gotcha.
Now we're saying, "Hey, capture this data as you go because we're going to do it after the deal's done." So we're just starting to look for opportunities to help people looking for things to advise them on, because that's the style relationship we have. We have a relationship ongoing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and if you, our most loyal listeners will understand. I mean, this is the total control accounting system.
That's right.
Starts with just good recording, get the foundation done.
Yep.
That is the foundation. Recording your data and then reading it. That's where most of that relationship work is done, and then you get to reap. You get to live in that. This is the big picture advice. This is big tax planning. This is opportunities.
You're playing golf.
Oh yeah, or at the beach, obviously. So that's the total control accounting system, and I think it's interesting that this whole thing was teed up as why most people are frustrated.
Yeah,
I mean that was kind of your story. Is like you've worked enough in this industry to see where a lot of the frustrations were, and decided to start a company that could avoid those things.
Yeah, and I get it. I mean, I consume services from people too. I get it where you feel like it's just a one-off compliance type engagement, whatever it is in that professional services world.
Yeah.
Like you kind of start to feel it. And when you get that communication and people offering you things to help you in a relationship style engagement, if I'm passionate about that, or I'm thinking as a growth minded person, I'm like, oh, that could really help me. I'm gonna bite down on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely wanted to build something like that.
Yeah. Well, look, you can find more information about the total control accounting system at Mire.group. You can learn how you can go from just receipts in a shoebox all the way to CEO status, just, with your yacht, golfing off your yacht.
Yeah, you just hit the balls in the water. You
Yeah,
don't even
exactly.
care.
That's right. So, I mean, you can find all of that and more podcasts at Mire.group. Check them out there.
All right, see you next time.
See ya.